winning is simply because they're a better team.
Florida's missing just too much. They have too many questions all over the place.
Yeah.
I just can't. I still think that they have. The other team has a good coach. He'll get it together, even though he's got to replace him.
Yeah. The next game, the Colorado Buffaloes, 5.5-point favorites over the Colorado State Rams. Dan Beebe, you got Colorado, you got Colorado State.
Colorado.
All right, he's got Colorado.
And we'll call it 28-7.
28-7.
Woo! That's a bold
It's gonna be
play.
back. That would be a smack in reality for Colorado State.
What's that quote from Dodgeball? Oh, that's a bold prediction, Colin. Let's see if it pays out.
Yocho.
Yeah. What have you got, Dan O'Shea?
I have Colorado State.
Woo!
Yeah, I think both teams are showing a lot of promise, comparative to their programs. But I think CSU has that momentum. I'm hoping for a shootout and giving it to CSU with that momentum. Let's say like 38-33 or something. I didn't really make a score prediction for that.
We did see last year what happens when Lifo Sufau. Wait. No, I said his name wrong. Sifo Lufau.
Yes.
Isn't in the game. It's not good. And he's not there anymore. He graduated or was drafted, I don't remember. If they still had him, I think it'd be no question they're going to win by 21, at least. He's not there. So I see where you're coming from. What have you got, Tony?
I think it's going to be a close game because of the big win that Colorado State had last week opening their stadium.
Which is real nice, by the way.
It is a real nice stadium. There's still questions on either side of the ball. I think this is going to be a very close game, a lot closer than Colorado would like it. It's going to be, I have Colorado 38, Colorado State 34.
All right. I have Colorado, but I think it's going to be higher scoring. Give me Colorado 51, Colorado State 41.
Oh, wow.
Wait, how many?
51-41. Neither team plays defense.
Yeah.
I understand, but you're talking about an over-under 91?
You're talking...
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Their over-under is the highest one of all the ones
But
we have.
he does have a point.
66.
Oregon State did put up, 30?
Yeah, 58-27.
Oh, 27.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
guess.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, they can kick field goals 2 miles out there.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. So now we're
Gonna
moving
be a
on.
mile high.
Yeah, all you got to do is get to the 60 and you're good.
Yes. Yeah. All right. We're moving on. Navy against Florida Atlantic. Navy a 10-point favorite to win this game. Dan Beebe, you got our service boys, or do you have Lane Kiffin?
Navy 31-20.
All right. Dan O'Shea.
Navy offense is just going to dominate FAU. Navy speed is not something FAU is going to be able to keep up with. Lane Kiffin is a good coach, but
No, he's not. No, he's not.
I was being nice.
He's gonna leave.
35-21 Navy.
He's gonna be leaving at the middle of the season to go somewhere else, anyways.
Probably.
If Lane Kiffin has more time to build the program, this would be a legitimate conversation, but it's not. Navy wins 31-14.
Very close to what I have. I have Navy 31-17. So
You gave him a field goal.
I gave them a field goal. Yep. Or a safety and a
So that's
2-point
a social.
conversion.
That's a social. We all chose Navy.
Hey.
So this is why we need to do this at like Buffalo Wild Wings. Or something.
All right.
Social.
This is where everyone's going to look at me and ask me, "Are you stupid?"
You have Maryland beating Texas.
Texas versus Maryland.
Dan, go
Texas, 18.5-point favorite over Maryland. Dan Beebe, who you got?
Maryland? That's not my pick.
Do you have Maryland?
No. Going with Texas, and we'll call it 41-14.
Damn! It's a 27-point game.
Yeah.
Texas is at home.
Dan O'Shea.
First game.
I'm placing my bet on Texas. I do think it's going to be a closer game than a lot of people are thinking. Maryland does have that mobile QB, and Texas is going to need to contain him. They're going to need to do some safety blitzes and some cover 2 defenses. But I think at the end of the day, Texas should run all over them. Literally just run and run and run and control the clock. I didn't put a score up on this one, but just going off of the top of my head, I'm thinking like...
I think we're watching kickboxing right now.
41 to 35.
41-35. All right. Tony, what you got?
Harriman has a big outing. It's not like he doesn't know Maryland. He was the offensive coordinator for Ohio State for many years under Urban Myers. So I think they've got a lot of vets on offense, defense. Really, Texas just doesn't need to get too cute. Terrapins have never beaten Texas. They are 102-0 against Texas.
Texas lost to Kansas.
Maryland has had 102 chances and has never won. And they're in Texas. Those are my arguments. Harriman knowing him, it's going to be closer
Maryland
than people think.
Maryland has never beat Texas.
Yes. So,
and
34-21.
I think the past, 3 times, if I remember this correctly, it was 0 points for Maryland. And Texas is, in the last 3 games, which are all 30, 40 years ago by now, it was 20-something, 30, and then 30 or 40. So this game, if the trend continues, is going to be 50-0 Texas.
So I did pick Maryland. Here's why. I trust the Big Ten defense to keep Texas in check, especially a Texas that doesn't have any good players. Deontay Foreman is gone.
They have 2 offensive linemen that are going into the NFL next year.
Oh, congratulations. You have 2 offensive linemen. Who's going to run behind them?
All right, you just need them to push the pile. This is Maryland we're talking about. They're better at basketball than they are football. Or, actually, furthermore, they're better at lacrosse than they are anything else.
That's a good point. The problem that I see isn't so much with Maryland, it's with Texas. I don't trust Texas at all.
Texas wins it for Houston. We're done here.
No. Get out of here with that. We're not done.
We're done.
I've got more to say.
No.
Maryland,
you shouldn't, though.
Maryland, I think, at this point in the season, is a better team than Texas.
This point in the season, nobody's played anyone.
Exactly.
10 teams.
They're undefeated. They are undefeated.
If this game were played after 5 or 6 weeks, and I could see what Texas actually was, because I expect Texas to be a steaming pile of garbage. I really do.
What is your disdain for Texas
Has
University?
nothing to do with how much I dislike them, because I don't dislike them.
Oh, well,
the fact of the matter is...
I think you're underlooking what Harriman was able to do in Houston to make them a program, and now what he's going to do with the stage like Texas.
I think you're just overestimating the talent that's on the Texas Longhorns.
Okay, but the talent was what... He took people for the talent they had on the Houston roster and exposed that talent.
And then played against teams that weren't in the Big 12, that weren't in the Big 10. Yeah, he had 1 or 2 games where he played against Oklahoma.
That's because probably most of the Big 12 and the Big 10 don't want to play games against Houston. They can get other cupcake schools to pay less money so that they can beat the crap out of them.
I don't think... I'm not saying that Herman's not a good coach.
Well, no, he's the coach. If they had a coach available, he was better than Lane Kiffin to turn the program around.
Yeah, and trust me. I think in 3 or 4 years, we're talking about Texas playing in the national championship game.
Being back to what Texas is supposed to be.
Being back to the Vince Young, even the Colt McCoy Texas.
I don't have faith in Maryland.
I don't have faith in Texas. I have more faith in Maryland to play defense than I do in Texas playing well.
You can be assured that if it's not going your way, you're going to be hearing about it all day on Saturday.
I bet I will.
All day. I don't care if I'm on a golf course.
27-17 is the score I have.
So
close game nonetheless.
Close game.
Yeah.
Like I said, you're talking about Maryland's never beat Texas. Last year, Texas lost to Kansas, which had never happened.
Yeah.
So it's not like the unthinkable can't happen. We're talking about a team that had 5 wins last season.
Right.
Not a team that had 10.
Right. I get to blow up your phone.
That's why I think the line isn't as far apart as I think what Vegas has, but
it definitely shouldn't be a 17-point spread. I would avoid this game at all costs betting.
Oh, I would. I would avoid it.
Yeah. I can assure you it will not be on the list of games I predict tomorrow.
No.
It will not. I'm not even touching this.
Nope. Moving on, we got the Josh Allen Express of Wyoming heading into one of the toughest places to play in the entire country, Kinnick Stadium in Iowa. Iowa's an 11.5-point favorite. Dan Beebe, who you got winning that game?
Iowa 31-17.
All right. Dan O'Shea.
Based on the history of the teams, you'd think this would be a lot more spread, but Wyoming...
They have a pro quarterback.
Yeah, Wyoming looks pretty good.
Also, this is a team that got worse than a team that lost to North Dakota State last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't get better. They lost C.J. Beathard, which, by the way, his last name is Beat Hard.
Yeah, it's not Beathard. It's not. I noticed that instantly when I watched the Ohio.
His grandfather's an NFL Hall of Famer, I think.
Yeah, so Wyoming's the underdog. I'm still going to take Iowa 31-21, but I wouldn't be that surprised if Wyoming came out and punched them in the mouth and maybe took this one.
Okay. Tony, what you got?
Wyoming's got a lot of positive. They're strong in their secondary. Their D-line isn't great, but their offense is extremely good, especially being led with a strong quarterback like Allen. Iowa's strong with the run, questions with passing. D needs to hang in there. If Iowa controls the ball, I think they win this. Still think it's closer. I'm actually pretty close to you. Iowa 31, Wyoming 20.
All right, and I'm going to round this out with Iowa as well. I don't think it's as close as you guys.
Well, my concern is that Iowa being at home. You don't want to play in Kinnick.
Right, exactly. What I think is going to happen is Wyoming's going to put up the first 14, maybe 21 points, and Iowa's just going to steamroll from there.
Okay.
I predict 38-21 in favor of Iowa.
Okay.
All right. And then that brings us to the last game. Cal versus North Carolina. Both teams absolute garbage. Not absolute garbage. Weren't very good last year. Good enough, not very good.
They're not.
Cal's more garbage than...
Well, I mean, who lost more, though? Who was bigger to the team, Davis Webb or was it Mitch Trubisky?
Flip a coin.
And Ryan Switzer. So, I mean, they both lost a considerable amount. North Carolina is an 11-point favorite. Dan Beebe, who you got to finish this off?
Let's go with UNC 35-14.
Okay. Dan O'Shea.
I also have North Carolina. I had at least 2 touchdowns. I didn't have a score set, but let's just say bad teams mean bad defense. So 42-28.
All right. Tony?
I'm going to take UNC 31, California 27 in a sloppy game.
All right.
Oh, it's going to be sloppy either way.
And I'm taking the Tar Heels to win 42-17. All right. I think they're 25 points better than Cal. Pac-12 doesn't play any defense unless your name is Washington.
The other thing that factors in is first off, Cal's got to be playing in North Carolina, and they're playing at about 12:20 in the afternoon. So that's going to be, California time, you're talking about 8:30 in the morning.
Right.
So, or 9:30 in the morning. That's not going to be comfortable for the kids from Cal. I can promise you that.
No.
A lot of them are going to be wanting to be getting out of their dorm rooms rather than being on a football field kicking off at that time.
It's true.
Okay, I just want to say, looking at this, whoever gets to pick next week, pick games that aren't like we're all going to pick the same. Because we all picked Alabama, we all picked Navy, we all picked Iowa, we all picked North Carolina. 3 of us picked Michigan, 1 picked Florida, 3 picked Colorado, 1 picked Colorado State, and 3 picked Texas, 1 picked Maryland.
So you don't like the scores as a tiebreaker then, right?
Well, what we could do is, if there are 2 people who get a tie, we could do 8 games and each get to pick 4.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
We can figure something out. And
Yeah,
we'll explain it.
We'll figure out how it goes. I'll pick the ones that I may even just have you guys do the ones that I'm going to do the spreads for if I pick. So
yeah, we could.
Because those I'm thinking I'm going to focus on ones that are more ones that are going to be difficult to call the spreads, and then a few that I know that I these are the ones that I think are going to play out this way, and I'll give you my reasons. Then I'll break down how over-unders and everything else works as well.
All right, so almost done here. That was fun. I can't wait until we actually get to, talk what happens in games. Now it's the first week. We are going to be breaking down Florida State versus Alabama. We're going to be breaking